Did that work? No, it didn't work. Alright, it's working now. Timer started. It's Blade Talk Tuesday. Welcome back. It's been a long time actually since we've done a Blade Talk Tuesday. I'll probably completely ignore that timer, even though I'm supposed to keep it to 5 minutes. In this episode of Blade Talk Tuesday, I wanted to talk about sheaths because your knife is only as good as your sheath. That's a complete lie, but it sounded cool at the time. Basically, if you've got a sucky sheath, it doesn't matter how good your knife is, you can't carry it around, you can't use it comfortably, it's not going to be worth it. You're going to leave it at home. So, I have dabbled in sheath making for a few years now. I think the first sheath I made was back in 2014 or 15. It was a Kydex sheath because I thought Kydex was cool. And so today we're going to be talking about leather versus Kydex, and these are two sheaths that I've made. These are two sheaths I've made for knives. This is my LT Wright GNS, which I'm sure you've seen in videos. The knife is not important. The carry method is. I like Kydex for two main reasons. One, it's very sturdy. It locks into place. You don't feel like your knife is going to fall out at all. And it's easy to deploy, put back in, especially the way I like to carry, cross draw. So I can clip that to my belt, pop it with the thumb ramp, do my work, stick it right back in. Pros. The pros to leather, I like that it's softer, it's more comfortable, it cushions the knife in place, you know, instead of it completely, you know, well, scratching up the blade, I guess. The cons to a Kydex sheath, in my opinion, if you want to keep your knife looking shiny, smooth, beautiful, Kydex has a tendency to scratch the blade, especially if it's a nice tight fit, because any particles, imagine you're outside working, pieces of sand, dirt, tree bark, whatever, if they're on your blade as you're sliding it in and out because it's a soft fit, it's going to scratch. Also, because it's a thermoforming plastic, you could dull the blade, and that's no good. If your sheath is dulling your blade, ew. Leather will not do that. The cons to leather, it is not waterproof. You drop it in a lake, it soaks up that water so quickly you can't even stop it. You barely have to spit on it and it starts soaking up that moisture. And when that happens, the leather can potentially rot, which traps moisture in the leather, potentially dulling your beautifully nice carbon steel blade because it'll trap moisture in, and yeah, it won't run out. It'll sponge it up, unlike Kydex. So there is an alternative, and that alternative is a treated leather. This is one I just finished a few days ago. It's beeswax infused. Listen to that. Sounds like you're tapping it on wood. It's solid. There's no moving this leather. It's no flex. And listen as it goes back in. It has a real lock to it. There's like a structure. This is not going anywhere. This is like Kydex leather, but it's not. This is beeswax treated leather. What I do is I dunk the entire sheath after wet forming it in beeswax. You can see it soaks. Let's see if you can see that. See how it soaks into the stitching? So it is infused. Oh, there's my timer. It is completely infused with beeswax. What that does is it solidifies the sheath, makes it sort of water resistant, and extends the longevity of that sheath. So I'm experimenting with that. It helps that this is a stainless steel knife, so I don't have to worry too much about rusting there. But depending on your environment and your knife, you want to make the decision for yourself whether or not you're going to go Kydex or leather. In my personal opinion, if you're going to be using a knife, a carbon steel knife, in wet environments, even though it may dull it, Kydex might be the safer option. It's not going to absorb water. You can put drain holes in it like what I do. Helps the water run right out. And you have it fixed in place, so you're not going to lose it. If you're a little more traditional, you don't like the stiff plastic, and you are good at maintaining your knife, you know, leather is probably your option. Better for people who are looking for that, you know, like bushcrafty look. And then if you want the best sheath out there, get something that's beeswax infused, because it's phenomenal. It acts like Kydex, but it has the softness of leather. So as I experiment more, I'm getting better and better with this beeswax finish. So yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this helped answer a couple questions of whether or not you should get a leather sheath or a Kydex sheath or a beeswax finish sheath. But yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Take care.